my longest work in progress is finished. Yay! So hello everyone. Welcome or welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I talk about everything related to my knitting life and my knitting adventures. My name is Isabelle. I am in France. And today, once again, it's going to be a regular episode about my knitting adventures. I have one finished object. I have two works in progress. And Hamset is coming on the table and I'm afraid he's going to walk onto my keyboard and stuff like that. So, two works in progress. And one recommendation you gave me about stain on one of my sweaters, and that recommendation worked, and I'm gonna show you the result. And also what I have planned to knit with the beautiful Nutiden that one of you gave me a couple weeks ago when you came and visited me. And another present that another one of you sent me for my birthday, and you were sick and having life problems, so the package arrived last week. So if that sounds good to you and if that is of any interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so first, what am I wearing? My finished object. I'm going to be talking about it just after that. And my mission accomplished by Espace Tricot that I knit last summer with the Roma Finoul yarn that one of my colleagues brought to me from, he was in Bergen and there was a yarn store in Bergen where he got some yarn for me. Anyway, my finished object. This has been the longest project in the making because I rushed so that I could finish it just under 1 year in the making. This is the Powder Puff Call by Branca Medlock, and it's with wagtail yarn. So it's lace mohair in this variegated cyan color. I have used the wagtail yarn that Rosemary sent me. This was a gift by her last year or year ago. And I've used the other mohair in my second sorrel sweater. This is the variegated cyan. I have used less than a bowl and the bowl was 100 grams. So I have to wait it out. It's just finished from blocking. It's off the blocking mat from last night. And I wore it this morning at work this way. I'm not sure the style of the lace caul goes well with the Missoni accomplished. But I think the overall color when it's around my neck fits perfectly with that gray. And I like it a lot. So I wore it like this morning at work, and the fashion police just come after me and ring at my door for a major fashion mistake, maybe. Anyway, so variegated cyan, lace mohair, and it took me such a long time because, to me at least, it was totally impossible to read my knitting in the fluffy mohair and the variegated cyan colorway. So I had to count every single stitch not to make any mistakes. And the repeat was over 17 stitches. And during the repeat, you are doing very different things from the beginning, the middle, and the end. So it's you have to count every stitch. Once I was having the pattern in my mind, I knew that at that stitch count, the row below should be that way and I should be doing that way. But I still had to count every single stitch. The result is just stunning. The pattern is really funny, really nice. You have that kind of a ridge that grows for the length of the caul and some kind of motif, lace motif that goes on either side. And it makes a little scalloped edge. Maybe with that way you see it better. It makes a little scalloped edge that is a bit lost in my bound when I bound off, but I tried to block it so that you can have a little bit of it, and I'm wearing it with the better scallop edge on the top so that you can see it. And I'm not sure how to wear it really because this is the first day I'm wearing it. Anyway, I wore it this morning. The weather is cold in the morning, a bit warmer in the afternoon when we have sun. We had rain today. We had rain and wind in the past few weeks. So I'm wearing my knits with short sleeves under, but I still need a caul under my coat. And this one was just absolutely perfect. I have to say that this morning I also was wearing my dotted ray, which is also made with yarn, the same batch of yarn that Rosemary sent last year. And the dotted rays, as you can see, can be extremely colorful, the Stephen West way, or very subdued and monochromatic, the way I did it. And it goes all of these go very well together as far as the colors. I know the variegation in the yarn and the lace motif do not suit the Missoni accomplished very well. So be it. But I do like the colors together, and I was wearing jeans and gray boots and a blue coat, and I was feeling very comfortable. So of course, thank you a lot to Rosemary for sending this beautiful mohair to me last year. And as I said, I'm going to show also what I received from you last week. So maybe before I go to my work in progress, maybe what I did with my Madeleine sweater by Sumin Kim. I knit with Holzgarn tied held double. And if you recall, if you've seen my last video, I was complaining because I love this sweater and it was all yellow at the neck, in the front of the sweater, at the back too, because I wear sunscreen and SPF every day, and it was all yellow and dirty and it would not come out. Thanks to the ones who made recommendations, what I did, because you've seen it, you can see it, it's all gone, mostly all gone. I can't, if I look closely, I can see some parts that are a little bit more yellow, but when you look from a distance, you don't see anything. So what I did, I was out of the special wool soap, the one that has lanolin. I used different ones, but I did not have any, so I used shampoo. The second thing I did is gently use some soap and gently push some soap inside of the knitting so that the fibers get very, very saturated with soap. And then something I would not have done if one of you or several of you had not recommended me to do so, I used some stain remover. So I'm not sure I recall, I guess you asked for baking soda or something. It's not that common in France, but I have a stain removing product that is kind of bubbly. So I guess there is some baking soda or something equivalent in it. And I use the recommended dosage for removing stains. You can just use it to brighten your whites or to remove stains. So I use the dosage for removing the stains, and I let the sweater, so I dissolved shampoo and that to make so that it's a powder, so that it's all dissolved in the water. I had saturated the top of the sweater with my regular Marseille soap, and so I let it soak into it. And as the sweater would float, go up in the bubbling stuff mixture, I would turn it over every so often so that it can be with all of these products homogeneously all on the whole sweater. So at least if there is some discoloration, it's gonna be everywhere. No discoloration. The stains are gone, and I would have never thought about using baking soda or stain removers on my wools. Never, 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 ever. So thank you very much for suggesting me to do so, because I can wear it again. It's all clean. It's all whitish gray, the pearl colorway that I love. And I can wear it again. So my first work in progress, no particular order. I did not show it to you. I'm keeping this small project. It's my sock, the first sock I'm knitting for my sons, in this little bag that Margot Chien offered me after one of you won her giveaway on Instagram and you had tagged me. So you won one and the yarn that goes with it and the little bag. It's perfect for a small project such as a sock. So I haven't made much progress, and I should be finished by now with the first sock, but I haven't been finished yet. I'm at the toe decrease. So I need to think about and read. Maybe you could see it that way, and it's a bit better. I have to read, I have to think about, I have to see how it's made. I think it's much easier than turning the heel. And you see the Yawool Twist by Lang is a self-changing color. And I also have the Yawool regular colorway in this bright orange. And the body of the sock will go from darker brown to kind of a beigey color. So I think he's gonna like it. He tried it on before I was about midway in the foot, and it was okay. I think it's gonna be okay. I definitively want to buy at least one set of interchangeable DPNs, not interchangeable needles, of DPNs in 2.25 millimeters, because I have a 2 millimeter set and a 2.5, which is 2.5, and I think the sock would be a bit better with a smaller needle. Anyway, if it's not the perfect one, the next one will be better. I just have to finish the toe. After that, I kept track of everything I had been doing, so it should be, at least for the second one, easy cruising. I made the sock pattern here, so it's 2x1 rib, and it's regular stockinette under the foot. And I have been using several patterns for inspiration for the recipe for the sock. Two of them are free and one is in a book. The one from the book is the pattern that is called Bergerie by Alice Hammer in a book. And I'm using inspiration from two, don't know if you've been hearing that outside. Inspiration from two free patterns, the All Reliable Top-Down Socks by Tanis Lavallee and the I'm So Basic sock by Summerly Design Co. That one of you recommended me with pictures that helped me go turn the heel, and the heel is just nice. No holes, no nothing. Everything went well. So I need to pick up that project, and I need to finish that first sock, and the other ones will be, the other one, the sister one will be just making the same things exactly, and I may be looking for a different pattern for the other socks from my two other sons, or I just may not and do exactly the same. So this is the end of the bowl. And my plan is to use all the leftovers to make socks for myself. So this is for the toe and the other sock. And once this one is done, the rest will be much easier, I think. Okay, so my next project, I took it out, but I usually do not show you my bags because sometimes they are just regular store tote bags. This one is from Atelier Paulin. I like it, and it's in a very thick canvas, very sturdy canvas to hold a bigger project, and it's just perfect. So my second work in progress is the Oatfield by Drops. And if you were here before, you may recall that the ladies from Lenal West, the yarn I'm knitting the sweater with, are having a project to give yarn to people to knit patterns they can distribute with their own yarn to their customers and have them have ideas about how their yarn is holding and what's the finished object looks like with their own yarn. And also with pictures worn by regular people and not just very young and very thin young ladies. So we agreed on Oatfield. There was a selection of patterns to choose from. So I had two in mind, and they wanted me to knit, or they offered me to be knitting Oatfield. And the one thing that they wanted to be doing for now is knit with their fingering yarn. So fine, I'm holding the fingering yarn, their fingering yarn double in the Palm colorway. Palm is a very light purplish color, and I don't know if it's purple or if it is gray. I really do not know. Anyway, where am I at? I have knit most of the body. I have placed the body on hold just before I start the ribbing, and I will make one modification. Onyx is playing. I will make one modification, is that I think I will split the hem. The pattern doesn't call for a split hem, but I like that. And the body, the sweater is going to be quite bulky, and I think it's going to be better with a split hem. If you have any idea about that, please let me know, but I think this is what I am going to be doing. And so that I can decide which length I'm knitting the body, I have started knitting on the sleeve. I will make the sleeves first, and then I will decide for the length on the body. And because the sweater fits you better when the sleeves are made, so that you can adjust for the length. I don't think I have followed the recommendations for the length because I think it was a bit too cropped for me, and I'm following the XL stitch count, and I think it's going to be around an L size for me. So my first sleeve, and I had to rip out and start again the sleeve. So now it's just a regular knitting. So this is what is left on my body, and these are the two balls I'm using for the sleeve. So what happened, I'm not sure you're gonna see it, but two of the balls had much heavier purple patches and places. Maybe you see it in that way. This is not the one I have been using, but it does look about the same. The one I have been using is this one, but you see I've removed it, and I'm not sure you can really see. Maybe you can see around here that you have much darker spots with purple. You have some here too. Maybe you can see it. I'm not sure which way is. It's all reversed for me. So okay, this way. Yeah, maybe here you can see it. You have much darker purpley patches. Anyway, just believe me, they were there. And when I started to knit the sleeve with one of these two balls and this one, I would see pulling with the dark purple colorway, and it was pulling around the sleeve. I really did not like it. Thing is, if on the body I would have had patches of purple about everywhere. Maybe it would have been that way, and it would have been the same way on the sleeves and on the body. But the body is not that way. These two balls are just, you see, it's gray when you see it that way. You know, compared to my gray here, I see it as a gray. It's a very, 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 very light purple, and on this largest piece, maybe you can see it purple or maybe not. But it has a very, very faint purple hue to it, with the very dark spots that were spiraling and pulling around my sleeve. I really did not like it. So what I did is have a look at the two other balls that were in the batch that they had given me. This one is the same way. It has purple patches, dark purple patches all the way. These two ones do not appear to have any purple patches this way. A more homogeneous hue, purple hue to the grayish skin. So what I did, I'm keeping these two balls attached to knit the hem of the body. I will have way enough. And what I'm hoping is that with these two balls and what is left of these two balls, I think I will have enough, because I have used two complete balls and that much on the third and fourth one for the body. So I think I will have way enough with that, what is left here, to knit the two sleeves and the hem of on the body. So I do hope that I will have enough to knit all the sleeves, I think so, with the same balls, that I won't have any purple pulling anywhere on the sleeves or on the hem of the sweater. And I do hope I will have enough to finish the sweater without using any of these two ones that have some purple patches that show when you knit them. So I may give this one back to them. I don't know if they will want to place these balls that have been in my house back in their shop. I would guess not. And of course, this one I don't think they can, because I've been unraveling, and I don't think they can sell it again. Anyway, I was a bit worried, and I was ready to go back to them and see if they would have some other balls, but I think I will be fine to be finishing this sweater. I like it a lot. I enjoy it a lot. I would say, so I wrote an email to them. I would say this is not a complete beginner sweater, because as you can see here, you start with the neck and you do the saddle shoulder, you do short rows, and you do the little motif. So that means at the same time you have 3 different ways to count your stitches and have all of the increases and the little motifs and the short rows happening at the same time. So the top of the sweater, I would not say it's for people who are absolute beginners. The little motif is very easy, so anyone can do it. Once you've passed the short rows, you have just to worry about the increases, the saddle shoulder increases that I think are very, very flattering, and the little motif, and once you're in the round, just the little motif. So overall, it is not a difficult pattern. I would just say that the beginning of the sweater is not for absolute beginners, people who've never done short rows, people who've never placed stitch markers, sorry for the noise, stitch markers and counted the stitches all around. And it was a bit tedious because I had three different stitch markers types, one or even 4. One for the beginning of the row, one for the saddle shoulder increases, and one for the short row, so that I can know where I am back and forth, and two different ones on two either side so that I cannot get confused. Anyway, it all turned out okay. I never had to rip out this sweater for anything but something linked or due to the yarn. So not a difficult pattern, but maybe, I don't know, maybe an adventurous beginner, or maybe more than an adventurous beginner, because I can tell you these first maybe 10 to 15 rows were requiring a lot of attention. Okay, next, several of you have told me that, one, they were having some of this Val colorway by Nutiden. You know, this is a gift from one of you who visited me a couple weekends ago. And along with Val, you gave me Lang Mohair 21, so it's the better mohair. It's 42% silk and 58% mohair in this very, very beautiful blue colorway. I'm not sure I gave the color number last time. It's 1120.0010. That's the batch, the colorway and the batch to be knitted together. So several of you have said that, one, they were having some Val in their own stash that they haven't been knitting yet, and asking me just which pattern, and were saying that you were waiting for which pattern I would decide to knit. And some other people were just very interested in what I would be choosing to be knitting. So I think one thing that is a given to me is that I'm going to be using a very simple pattern. What I said, to let the yarn run the show, or the yarn sing, or the yarn be the very important thing in this sweater. Because, so I think I will need a sweater. I will knit it single stranded with the mohair, and there are 3 plates, so there is plenty to be knitting a sweater and maybe a small accessory for the matchy knit along that I always forget to be talking about. So if you are knitting something to match one of your previous pieces, I have this knit along that is running until the end of August. So please, 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 I will leave the details down below. There is a thread on Ravelry. There is a hashtag. I haven't been posting on Instagram, but you can use the hashtag on Instagram. And of course, you can be using it down below by commenting down below these videos. So I had one pattern in mind first, right away, almost right away, and a second one came along. So for now, I have 2 patterns in mind to be knitting with Val and the mohair. The first one is the Mohair Gallant sweater by Kadri. I have had that sweater in my mind for quite a long time. So Kadri has several Gallant sweaters patterns with different stitch gauges, and this one is 20 stitches and 28 rows. A very simple sweater. I love the color. So the collar is not ribbed. You have, I guess, an I-cord at the top, and it's just plain stockinette. So I've seen on some sweaters it was rolling over. I'm not sure I like it when it rolls over too much. So I'll see if I decide to be making that pattern. I'll see how she recommends to be knitting the sweater so that the collar just stays up with the plain stockinette and the I-cord edge, and I think there is some I-cord at the edge of the sleeves and at the bottom of the sweater. So this one is a very simple yoke sweater in plain stockinette with very, very, very simple finish edges. The second sweater, so I was almost completely decided I would knit that one with Val and the mohair. A few days ago, I came across Space Time by Heidi Kermeyer. It was published in March 2024. So not sure when it was published really in March. I had not seen it in March, but I think I saw someone talking about it on Instagram or maybe on YouTube. Somebody was knitting it, and it's very, very similar to the gallant sweater. The same kind of vibe for the cold, but you also have the option to be making some ribbing. Of course, I think in the gallant sweater, you can make some ribbing if you want to. That's not a problem. Very similar type of vibe, 22 stitches and 30 rows. So of course, I will have to swatch and see what my stitch gauge is. I like the way the increases look on this sweater a lot. So I'm sure it's going to be one or the other. For now, it's going to be one or the other. And if I decide I'm going to be making something else at some point, of course, you'll be the first one to be knowing. So first I need to be swatching, measure my gauge, and then I'll decide between these two ones. So I did not say, so space time is $10.20, so it's about 10 euros and 2 cents. And the mohair gallant, I haven't checked the other gallant versions, but I guess they are about the same price, is $7.80, US dollars and 80 cents, so it's about 7 euros and 68 cents. So about the same price, between almost 8 euros to 10 euros, so almost the same price. And yes, I'm fairly certain this is going to be one of these two ones. And if you have any ideas, if you have any preference, please tell me down below. You always have very good recommendations. Next was also an unexpected present. And we've been talking on Instagram, and she had some time to send the package. She had decided to send me for my birthday at the end of last year. And with the help of her granddaughter, she could send the package to me. So the package arrived, and I'm just mesmerized. You are too generous. You collectively are too generous to me. So the first thing in the package was these absolutely stunning project bag. So it's a very sturdy canvas, and as I said, I did not think about that when I said it, but I love these very sturdy canvas project bags with, of course, the koalas from Australia. I may have not said, but Rosemary is from Australia. So a project bag. That was plenty for a birthday present. Second thing, a little, what she said, notions pouch. It's felted wool. It's made by Sally Ridgway, designs in felt and fiber from Tasmania. So there is a website that I will link down below so that you can see it. Okay, that way I've left the little tag attached for now. This little pouch with very, very beautiful colors. I love the association of the yellow and the purple. It's absolutely perfect. And the green and the purple and all the orange, the pinker one. It's absolutely perfect. What I said to Rosemary is that this could be a purse I could take with me going to the opera if I was going to the opera. Anyway, so beautiful, extremely soft, extremely sturdy. I think the felted wool really holds on to itself. People are making slippers with felted wool, so I think this little pouch is just absolutely darling, loving, everything. And as if it was not enough, and I've been talking about that with another one of you, you will recognize yourself, Possum wool, merino possum, also from Australia, of course. So it's 80% fine New Zealand merino, sorry, from New Zealand. And sorry, Rosemary, you told me it was from New Zealand. New Zealand merino, 20% possum. So possum are invaders in New Zealand, and there are regulations to be, people are allowed to hunt them because they are hurting the New Zealand environment a lot. So also from Sally Ridgway, and hand-dyed yarn and fibers. It's 3-ply and 400 meters for 100 grams. So it qualifies as far as the meterage for fingering, but I think maybe it's fingering. I will have to swatch. They say the recommended needle size is 2.75 to 3.25 millimeter needles, so that qualifies for fingering, and 28 stitches and 36 rows. In this absolutely perfect purple. So you may have been reading my mind, Rosemary, because I ordered some purples from Lena West. This one is much better. Maybe not for the sweater I had in mind, because the sweater I had in mind calls for maybe Aaron weight. We'll see. And you added 3 skins. So 400 meters per skin. Yes, 400 meters per skin. There is enough for a sweater, or at least a short sleeve sweater. Or if I held it double, there is enough for a vest. Anyway, I'm not sure I'm going to be making a vest, and what I would prefer to make a sweater. And what you said, Rosemary, is that this yarn, and I can feel it, it's extremely soft and it's extremely warm. And I'm sure it's going to be extremely warm. The purple has some it's not a variegated yarn, of course, but you have some kind of darker places and lighter places, and it's absolutely magnificent. It will suit me very well. I like these colder colorways. It is such a treat, and it is the kind of yarn I can't find in France, or I guess I could, but possum is not native from France, of course. We do not make possum yarn. And all that I am afraid of is that I won't be able to drive this summer and go to the mohair farms I love and get some mohair for all of you. And as I was looking for the card, here is the card that she included, of course, with the little koala. I found the other card that is from the artist, I guess, that made the illustration on the tote bag. There you have it. So I've been spoiled several weeks in a row. That's way too much. I am so happy I have you into my life. Okay, so now I can place the yarn in the project bag. I will place the little card. I keep all the little cards, whoever sends them to me, and I have a wall just in front of me. Maybe one day I should take a picture. I will place the little card with all the other pictures, and I'm gonna use the little pouch as a notions bag. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So maybe to finish up a little life updates. I haven't been giving much life updates because no news is not good news. No news is not good news. I'm going to see the surgeon tomorrow. I'm very stressed out, and I am in much pain. I don't say that to complain. Not at all. I'm not complaining. This is the way it is, and that, so be it. And I'm going to be seeing the surgeon tomorrow. Last night it woke me up. it was so painful, it woke me up. So I do hope that he will be able to offer an appointment that won't be too far away. I'm a bit nervous because he said he has a 4 months delay, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, what I did to kind of have me more relaxed about all of this process, I checked with what I call the luxury hotel, but I checked with it's not a shelter. It's a place where the lady breeds dogs, and she can host, and she has a place to be hosting dogs, and she has a whole building for cats, which is very, very, very rare in my area. A place where you can leave your cat is very rare. So I know that they fill up very quickly, and she said, okay, between May and September, she will have room for my cats. She will keep room for my cats. Maybe not during the summertime, because of course people leave to go on vacation. So, but I'm not sure the surgeon would work during the summertime, where teams at the hospital most of the people are on vacation, so teams are reduced for such a big surgery. So I don't know. We'll see tomorrow what he tells me and what he decides. And I will also have to tell him all of my own scheduling, I guess. Anyway, what I'm anticipating is that I won't go away for vacation this summer. I'm not sure I will be able to drive. I'm not even sure I will be able to drive for 4 hours to see my mother. So that has been in my mind every day, each second, every day for the last 2-3 months, since the pain came back and since the knee injection stopped working. So I hope that tomorrow I will have some kind of plan ahead of me, and I can focus on that and project myself into a better future. I hope. In the meantime, I dearly hope that every one of you can find joy and happiness into your knitting, because sometimes it's very difficult to feel joy and happiness, and focusing onto your knitting can help you place your mind into more positive things. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for other people. Place joy and happiness into your little stitches and send them over. So maybe today we can all send our little stitches to Rosemary, who's gonna is facing some quite of difficult times. And of course, I thank you once again so much, you and the one of you who came a couple of weeks ago and once again brought me exceptional yarn, because you all make my life much better. All of that is thanks to you. All of that is thanks to what the internet has the best to offer. And please, please take good care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq. Top! And my Missoni accomplished. I knit last summer with anyway, my work in progress. Polwart yarn from I was out of the special wool So my second work in and only work in progress, and I don't want to be losing all my balls from the body that are inside of the sweater. I should have done that before. I don't know if it's purple or if it. Am I recording? Yeah, because the sweater holds and so what I did, and I'm gonna get one of the balls that is on the floor. Okay, my neighbor is gone. He has a a huge motorcycle that makes a lot of noise. I'm not sure the surgeon would perform his surgery during the summertime where all the teams at the hospitals are on vacation and there are much less people. So anyway, maybe he will, maybe he won't, but at least I know I most probably can have a place. I'm so sorry, I'm filming with my phone. You should. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be trying to have a movie. I'm gonna be trying to make pictures of the way Onyx climbs the tree and where he sits, the way he sits. It's quite funny. Anyway,